Good morning, dear students. So far we have learned various chapters in your science syllabus. So today we are going to learn another important chapter, that is how do organisms reproduce. Here reproduction is a life process. So you please remember what are all life processes so far we have learned. We have learned that digestion or nutrition, respiration, circulation, and then excretion. So in the later chapter we learned about the nervous system, glandular system. So all these life processes are very important for any living organisms. So any living organisms will be surviving because of these life processes. Here we are going to learn another important life process, that is reproduction. See, this reproduction is not necessary for the survival of organisms. So an organism is there means, so for its survival it has to digest, it has to respire, it has to excrete, or it has to have this circulatory system. But what happens? It does not show the property of reproduction. So still it survives. So what is the necessity of this reproduction? To answer this question, so many answers will be arised. See why organism need this life process, that is reproduction. So if an organism is alone, so it is non-reproducing, means its number will not be multiplied. So we will know how the organisms will going to reproduce. So we got the answer for the question, so why an organism has to reproduce. So in this chapter we will be learning how the reproduction process takes place in various types of organisms. Maybe those are plants or microorganisms or animals. So another phenomenon is discussed in your chapter. So that is, do organisms create exact copies of themselves? So whenever we see an organism reproducing, so it will not reproduce the organism which exactly resemble its parent. See, somewhat we see some differences in that organism. So reproduction involves making copies of the blueprints of the body design. See, what is this blueprint and what is this body design? See, all organisms have their own body design. A cat will be different from a dog, or an elephant will be different from a zebra. So every organism will be having its own body design. We know that all organisms are made up of cells, and in the cell we have very important prominent part, that is nucleus. So inside the nucleus there is a DNA. So DNA consists of the codes. So the codes which will be having this blueprint for that particular body design. See, why a dog will be looking like a dog. So when dog give birth to a puppy, so puppy exactly resemble the parental dog, because the cellular apparatus of the body of the dog will be having the genetic information. So that genetic information, so it will be executed, and the resulting new organism is going to produced. So here reproduction involves making copies of the blueprints of the body design. So another thing is, basic event in reproduction is the creation of a DNA copy. See, to understand this reproduction process, we have to know about this process, that is the DNA copying. So another name for this copying is replication. See, DNA will going to replicate itself, or it will be doubling itself. See, when do this DNA duplication takes place? See, DNA, where it is present. So DNA is present in the nucleus of each and every cell of a living organism. So we know that living organisms are unicellular as well as multicellular. Every cell will have nucleus. If that nucleus is bounded by a definite nuclear membrane, it is said to be prokaryote, for example in bacteria. And if the nucleus is prominently bounded by a nuclear membrane, means, so that is called eukaryotic cell. So all higher organisms are of eukaryotic nature. So living organisms having the cells, so has to undergo division. So cell division is the another important process so in this reproductory process. So any organism is reproducing means first it has to divide its cells. So cell division is of two types. So mitosis and meiosis. See, mitosis involves the division of the body cells, whereas meiosis involves the division of the reproductory cells. So any cell is dividing means, so inside the cell, all the cell organelles we have learned. A cell consists of mitochondria, Golgi complex, ribosomes, lysosome, centriole. All these cell organelles has to be divided first, and similarly the nucleus also has to get split, and inside the nucleus, so there is a DNA. So what do you mean by DNA? So DNA is nothing but deoxyribonucleic acid. So let us learn how this DNA copy takes place, and we will be knowing in another heading in this chapter, so that is the importance of variation. So this DNA copying gives rise to variation. An organism is reproducing and giving birth to a new organism means it may resemble its parent in some of the way, or it may be dissimilar to its parent. All this is because of this DNA replication, and the changes in the DNA replication results in some of the changes you notice in the new organisms. So organism shows various types of life processes like digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion. See, these life processes are very necessary for its survival, but this reproduction may not be essential for its survival. For any organisms to show the property of reproduction, it has to spend lot of energy. Why it simply wastes its energy to reproduce? See, the only reason why any organism reproduces is, so it has to show its existence to this living world. See, other living species which are there in this world, so will be recognizing this individual only if it reproduces. So a organism is in single number, so it may not be recognized, or nobody will be remembering that species. So that organism is continuously reproducing and its number is increased in the environment, means that species will be recognized by the other species, and its existence will be maintained in this ecosystem. That is why any organism will going to reproduce. So in this chapter we will going to learn how this reproduction mechanism takes place. So for that we have to know the cell division. So before reproduction we have to learn about this process of cell division. So after knowing this cell division, we have to know what happens inside the cell, how this cell duplicates, and how the DNA replication takes place. So after knowing this, we will be able to understand better about this reproductory process. Here there is a question, do organisms create exact copies of themselves? So the answer is no. Organisms do not create exact copies of themselves. So if an organism is reproducing, it generates a new organism. So that newly formed organism will not be exactly similar to the parent. It may show some of the similarities, but it will not be looking the same. So to understand this, we will know about the DNA replication or DNA copying. Before knowing the DNA replication, we should also have to know about the cell divisions. There are two types of cell divisions. So we will be knowing that later. So after knowing this DNA replication, it also makes clear to know about the importance of variation. See why there will be some changes in the newly formed organisms. So all this will be getting clear if we know about the types of cell divisions and DNA replications. So there are two types of cell divisions. So those are mitosis and meiosis. Any organism is undergoing reproduction means the cells has to divide. So one cell divides into two cells, further it divides into 4 cells. Like that the cycle continues and there will be formation of the new organism. So if the body cells are getting divided, so then that cell division process is called mitosis. So all over the body cells will be there, but in the reproductory parts, especially in that, there will be another important cell division taking place, that is called meiosis. So meiosis specially takes place in reproductory cells. So body cells will be having a type of cell division called mitosis, whereas the reproductory organs will be having specialized reproductory cells where we find the type of cell division called meiosis. In each of the two types of cell divisions, so there will be a cell. So cell will be getting divided. Here one cell divides to form 2 cells. Whereas here one cell divides into 2. Immediately those 2 cells again divide to form 4 cells. See the body cells, for example, our skin, blood, bone and muscles. So all those places the cells will be having the genetic material. So genetic material, any cell inside its nucleus will be containing DNA as the genetic material. So DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid. So this has to be divided. And along with this DNA, so there will be many cell organelles in the cell. You know about them. Those are mitochondria, Golgi complex, ribosomes, lysosomes. Almost nearly 10 cell organelles will be there in the cell. So all gets duplicated here along with this DNA. A cell will be undergoing bifurcation. The cell membrane gets bifurcated and the centriole, you might be knowing one important cell organelle, that is the centriole, it divides into 2. So one centriole, it divides into 2 and it reaches the opposite poles of the cells. So these fiber-like structures called spindle fibers will be attaching to the chromosomes and they will drag the chromosomes towards the opposite poles. So those chromosomes will be moving into the separate cells. So here there will be one set of a genetic material, and here also one set of genetic material. So like this, one cell divides to form two cells. So this is called mitosis, whereas in the reproductory structures, so ovary in case of females and testis in case of males. Whereas in plants, the ovary, inside that ovules as the female part, and the pollens inside the pollen sacs is considered as male reproductory structures. So in those parts, the cell also will be having the genetic material. So that genetic material get divided into two cells and further divides into four cells. So this takes place in the reproductory cells. So here the cells are considered as gametes here. So what is the main difference between the mitosis and meiosis? Here in the mitosis, the genetic material which is inside the nucleus will be transferred to the daughter cells in the same amount. Whereas in the reproductory cells, the genetic material gets reduced to its half and will be transferred to the daughter cells. Suppose I say 2n amount of genetic material is there, means so its half, that is n amount of genetic material gets transferred to the daughter cells. Here these two cells again get divided, and similar to this mitotic cell division, the genetic material again gets transferred to these two daughter cells. So ultimately one cell divides into two divides to form four daughter cells, where they are called as gametes. So these gametes may be eggs in case of females and sperms in case of males. So in plants we say ovules as the female gametes and pollens as male gametes. So these are the very important things you have to know. So any organism is about to undergo reproduction, means the body cells has to get divided first, and inside the body cell or the reproductory cell, the genetic material has to get divided. So the genetic material is nothing but DNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid. So let us know how this DNA gets duplicated or get copied. So you might be knowing the structure of DNA. So two scientists, so James Watson and Frederick Crick, they invented the structure of the DNA. So DNA is double helical in nature. So what this double helix consists of? So this double helix consists of a phosphate group. So this phosphate group will be attached to one sugar. So again there will be one phosphate group. This phosphate group will be attached to a nitrogen base. So this nitrogen base will be again attached to another nitrogen base. So here another phosphate group. So this is the structure of a DNA. So as I have written the double helix, so one strand will be like this and another strand will be like this. See a phosphate group, sugar, that is pentose sugar, and this nitrogen bases. So these are the three important chemicals you found in the DNA. So this DNA is double helical in nature. See, this DNA has to get divided. See how this takes place. So you are seeing here the winding of the two helices of the DNA. So here first at the first step, so there will be unwinding of the DNA takes place. Here the coiling of the DNA will be getting uncoiled. So what happens here? The nitrogen bases will be there. So nitrogen bases, namely adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine. So here they will be present. So for this complementary to this, another nitrogen base will be there, where you find a double bond in between them. So this is another nitrogen base, guanine. So it will be having triple bond. So which is bonded to another nitrogen base, that is cytosine. We are having like this: A T G C C G T A T A. So randomly there may be so many nitrogen bases. So when they get uncoiled, so A will be present here, T will be present here, G, C, T, A, then T, A, like this. So it gets uncoiled, and this uncoiling creates two separate DNA strands. So here A, G, T and T. So like this, these nitrogen base, to complementary to that, so another T will be synthesized. So G will be, for G, C will be synthesized, and for T, A is synthesized. For T, A is synthesized. So this is another DNA strand. So like this, for T, here another A is synthesized. For G, C, G is synthesized. For A, T is synthesized, and for A, T is synthesized. So this makes another DNA strand. So together these two makes two separate DNA strands. To continue with how the DNA replication takes place, here you are seeing the double helical nature DNA. It is highly coiled in nature due to some enzymes actions. So the unwinding of the two helix of the DNA takes place. Here unzipping or uncoiling of the DNA strands is taking place. Here you are observing the nitrogen bases on the one strand, similarly on the another strand. See, A is always linked to T and G is always linked to C. Here after the unwinding, you can see on one strand A, G, C, A are there, and on the another strand T, C, G, T are seen. So this I have written abruptly. So the codes here, part of DNA having these codes is called gene. So this DNA which is there in the nucleus is coding for so many proteins. So according to the codes present in this DNA, so proteins in any organisms are synthesized. See, when any organism is reproducing, the cell divides, and inside the cell nucleus containing the DNA also get replicated like this. So here two strands upon dividing, upon getting bifurcated, here you are seeing A, adenine is the nitrogen base here. So to complementary to this adenine, another T is synthesized, that is thymine, and complementary to thymine, adenine is synthesized. Like this, for guanine, cytosine is synthesized, and for cytosine, guanine is synthesized. Here these are newly formed nitrogen bases. See like this. So here C, for C, G is synthesized, and for G, C is synthesized. So for this, T is synthesized, and for T, adenine is synthesized. So these newly formed nitrogen bases forms another strand. See like this. So one DNA strand upon unzipping is getting duplicated. So here you can see two strands. So these two strands again get coiled. Here you can see two DNA strands. Here, how we can say, so DNA copying is accompanied by the creation of an additional apparatus. So by seeing this, you can have one question. So how accurately copying reactions occur? So here you are seeing the copying of the DNA and how accurately this copying has been done. So this DNA copying may not be always accurate. So it is expected no biochemical reactions is absolutely reliable. So here it has undergone so many biochemical reactions. See, inside the cell, the nucleus having these DNA, so having these nitrogen bases, these are chemicals. So these chemicals get duplicated. So these are called biochemical reactions. So no biochemical reactions is absolutely reliable. We cannot rely on these biochemical reactions. So it is expected that process of DNA copying will have some variations each time. So how these variations occur? Suppose for this G, that is guanine, cytosine has to be synthesized. So here what happens, some sudden changes takes place, and so there may be different nitrogen bases. Instead of GC, another set, that is TA, may get synthesized. So this sudden change in the sequence of this DNA, it creates variations. So DNA copy is not always accurate. So we cannot rely on the biochemical reactions going on here. So it leads to variations. For example, this is a DNA. This part of DNA is called gene. This gene is coding for the growth hormone. So growth hormone makes a man to grow in a normal way. So he attains certain moderate heights. So if suddenly there is one change in this DNA means, so that growth hormone production may get altered and that person may not attain a particular height, and he may be little short when compared to his parents. So these variations may happen due to this inaccuracy of the DNA. Here another thing can be noticed here. See what happens because of these variations. See, these variations are always having some importance. So that is what we are learning in the heading, importance of variation. So reproduction is linked to the stability of the population of species. Reproduction is linked to the stability of the population of species. See, a species is living in a particular environment. So the place of living where organisms are going to live is called niche. So niche is the place of living of any organism. So if organism is living in a particular environment, so it has been nicely adapted to that environmental conditions, means it will be having a particular type of DNA coding inside its cells. So suppose if there is a drastic change in the environment, so some changes in the environment like flood may occur, or meteorite strike may happen, or there may be a rise or fall in the temperature. So these drastic changes makes that organisms to not to get adapted to that nature, and that may cause that organisms to die. What happens in certain organisms which have been nicely adapted to certain type of environmental conditions, if these variations occur, So the sudden changes in this nitrogen bases of the DNA makes that organisms to adapt to the various changed environmental conditions. So some organisms which are not able to get adjusted to that environment, they simply die, whereas some species which have undergone these variations in their DNA, they will be getting survived, and they continue their existence in that drastic conditions also. Though there may be a volcano or a earthquake or a flood or a meteorite strike, so all those conditions, so that organism will go to survive. So these variations are very important for any species. So reproduction is linked to the stability of the population of species. So if one species has undergone these variations and has adapted to that varying environment, means so that species undergoes reproduction and it continues its existence and successfully lives there. So variation is very useful for the survival of the species over a period of time. So far we learned why organisms reproduce and what is the importance of DNA replication. Before that we learned how cell gets divided. By knowing all these things, let us come to the main concept of the lesson. Here reproduction is of two types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. See, where do we come across this asexual reproduction? Before that, let us know what is asexual reproduction. See, asexual reproduction is commonly seen in unicellular organisms. You are seeing a amoeba, you are seeing a leishmania, you are seeing a protozoan, means all these are unicellular organisms. These are lower level organisms. You know that organisms are divided into unicellular and multicellular. So all unicellular organisms are considered as lower organisms and higher animals are all multicellular. So when the organisms, they showed their existence on this earth, so we saw bacteria for the first time and later the protists. So after that, after protista, we came across kingdom fungi. See, like this, majority of the species which were initially or primitively born were unicellular organisms. So in those organisms, so a special type of reproduction was observed. So that is nothing but asexual type of reproduction. So we are learning under the heading, so modes of reproduction used by single organisms. So single organisms here considered as unicellular organisms. Here what we call that mode of reproduction means asexual mode of reproduction. See, asexual means it does not involve the fusion of the gametes. Here gametes usually they are considered as the specialized cells, reproductory cells produced from the males as well as female species. So any species are segregated into male and female species. So they respectively produce their gametes, which are considered as male gametes and female gametes. So reproduction in those organisms takes place by the union of those male and female gametes, whereas here some unicellular organisms, mainly bacteria and some protozoans, some type, that is asexual method of reproduction is observed. Here the first type of asexual reproduction here is called fission. So as the name suggests, here the cell, the body of the cell is divided into its half. Here amoeba, so all the cellular content gets duplicated, and upon the full development of the cell, it begins to bifurcate. Here it exactly splits into two equal halves. So the splitting may take place in any direction. So this simple method of asexual reproduction is called binary fission. So we come across binary fission in case of amoeba, and here you are observing an organism that is Leishmania. So Leishmania is an example of a protozoa. So here you are seeing the elongated structure that is unicellular in nature. Here you are seeing two whip-like structures. So here you are seeing a nucleus. As it is having a cylindrical shape, here the fission has to be takes place in a particular direction. So like this, a Leishmania cell divides into two, and this bifurcation, that is binary fission, has to be taken place in a particular direction. So in these two cases, you are observing the binary fission. Whereas in this organism, see, this is a malarial parasite called Plasmodium. So this Plasmodium has got a nucleus inside that. So when it is about to get reproduced, so the nucleus split into many nuclei. So multiple nuclei is visible here. So this malarial parasite called Plasmodium, so it undergoes a special type of asexual reproduction, that is multiple fission. So here many bifurcations take place all across the cell, and each nucleus here you are seeing which has been split, it is formed into a new malarial parasite or a new Plasmodium. So like this, the first type of asexual reproduction is considered as fission. Here in this, two types are observed. So that is a binary fission in case of amoeba and Leishmania, whereas multiple fission in case of Plasmodium.